Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 6.
Coming up tonight, a shortage. The Nebraska Blood Bank is calling for donations. Why they say summer is the most important season for blood donations. Also tonight, ICE in Nebraska. We're getting reports of an ICE presence in a Nebraska community with a large Latin population. What law enforcement there is saying about ICE's activity. And following the trends, 4th of July is around the corner and celebrations are already underway. What to expect as you make your own plans for the holiday. Well, celebrations underway across the country for America's 250th anniversary of independence. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Rod Fowler. If you're planning on traveling for the holiday, you might be asking, I wonder what I'm going to be paying at the gas pump, right? Well, we're now receiving Gas Buddy's 4th of July price forecast. Let's take a look at the numbers. They're projecting the average price in the U.S. to fall to $3.75 a gallon on July 4th, still the second highest price of all time on that day. The most expensive, $4.80 back in 2022. Now, the National Retail Federation is taking a look at some different 4th of July trends. Some of the most interesting points, 44% of people say they're attending a fireworks show. 5 years ago, it was 33%. Experts say it being the 250th celebration and extra things going on are getting more people out. In fact, nearly 9 out of 10 people say they'll be celebrating the 4th this year. Only 13% say they won't. Also, on average, people are planning to spend $94 on food for Independence Day. And thousands of people are already celebrating in the nation's capital. That's where this video comes from. This flyover today at the Great American State Fair, featuring 8 aircraft flying in formation. Now, Governor Jim Pillen is also in D.C. right now for the big event, featuring more than 150 exhibits. One of those representing Nebraska. We talked to the governor on the phone today. He says, we're putting Nebraska's proud history on full display, from Ogallala to Omaha, from our railroads to our agriculture. He says this is not only a time to reflect on what we've done, but to thank a veteran that protected our freedom to do it. Let's get to your first forecast on this Thursday night. Here's a live look from our network of cameras. Cool and kind of a rainy day out there. Are these cooler temps going to stick around, or is it going to start feeling like summer? Let's find out from our chief meteorologist, Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
Some incredible numbers here for our high temperatures today. We only got to 71 in the capital city, and we didn't even get out of the 60s in Grand Island with 69 degrees for a high today. So seeing 60s and lower 70s for highs in June, it happens, but not very often. This is part of the reason. All kinds of cloud cover and rain. Much needed rainfall, especially for the western half of the state and north central and northeast Nebraska. And we might see a little more rain in southeast Nebraska too. So that is just a sight for sore eyes, that's for sure. Mostly cloudy skies in Lincoln right now. That sunset at 9:03. I think we'll see just a spot shower. I don't think it'll rain very much, but a sprinkle or two a possibility. Temperatures dropping into the 60s. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, just a little bit of a breeze on our Honda of Lincoln cam. 70 degrees with a wind about 9 miles an hour out of the northeast. 50s, 60s, and 70s. We're in the 50s this afternoon in Ainsworth, O'Neill, and Broken Bow. Just boggles the mind a little bit, but the dew point in the 50s and 60s as well. Another look at that rainfall as that moves slowly from west to east. As we head through tonight, that will taper off, and I think we'll just eventually see anywhere from partly to mostly cloudy skies through the first part of the day on Friday, and then some sunshine as we head through the second half of the day. We are going to see a lot of heat headed our way as we head through the weekend. More on that in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Breaking now, calm after chaos as we come on the air. Families in Columbus are breathing a sigh of relief. It comes after social media erupted following reports of ICE raids, leading Columbus police to confirm the operation, but giving very few details. After a tense time there in Columbus, which has a 28% Hispanic population, that's according to the census reports. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva first on the scene and in Columbus all day looking for answers.
Columbus police just taking to social media to inform families in the area that the ICE operation is over, ending in one person being detained.
Here
here's all we know about the hours-long operation. According to ICE, the person in custody is a convicted sex offender who had been previously deported. It has been a difficult day getting information. First, I contacted the police department, who also shared the news on their Facebook. The city's communications contact responded, directing me to the chief. After making my questions known, where is the activity happening? What is the police department's involvement? And my team adding inquiries about whether or not ICE let them know any other details. I drove the hour and a half to speak to everyday people. With not much luck, I came across an organization that has a strong connection with the immigration population here.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit organization here in Columbus, and we really focus on supporting immigrants and their families, entrepreneurs.
Doing this through advocacy, resources, and accurate information so as to avoid confusion. Abby Kretz is the executive director for Centro Hispano. She saw the same news online as we did and immediately sent out a staffer. Why?
I mean, it's a small community. Us to become a good source of information before we just spread things that are out there, and that we are able to verify it from what we're seeing, but also through other trusted community members. We saw a lot fewer Hispanos out than what he maybe would have seen before. So there could still be that fear that people just are just kind of laying low for a little bit right now until this passes. Again, just given uncertainty about what is actually happening.
Much of which I saw myself as well. Speaking with workers in the area, some relaying the message through translation service. The police understandably busy, unable to meet with me for an interview. Kretz commends the work they do in the community already to make sure everyone feels safe.
From my understanding, most law enforcement agents do not want to create a community of fear.
Kretz says she wants to keep working with the police to keep the community safe. Reporting in Columbus, Danielle De Silva, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Danielle. This coming as the Supreme Court makes some major waves by giving rulings on 2 immigration cases. Here's what you need to know. President Trump will now have the power to end temporary deportation protections. This will impact hundreds of thousands of foreign nationals from Haiti and Syria seeking refuge here in the U.S. The court also clearing the way for Trump to revive a policy that would curb the number of asylum seekers processed at port of entry. People seeking refuge in the U.S. could be turned away at will. As we learn more about ICE's presence in Columbus, how the community is dealing with their activity, and how the Supreme Court's rulings affect immigrants' lives here in Nebraska and the U.S., we'll bring the information to you first on the Now Local News app. Scan the QR code on your screen to upload the app for free. Well, right now, Nebraska Community Blood Bank is issuing an urgent request ahead of the upcoming 4th of July weekend. Officials say the 4th is where they see donations often go down. Summer travel and holiday plans impact donors from giving, but patient needs remain constant amid holiday injuries. They say summer is commonly referred to as trauma season. That's when hospitals see a rise in injuries requiring a larger amount of blood, especially around major holidays. That's why donors are encouraged to donate around the 4th of July holiday. Stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break, including bridge building. We get a new view and a new update of the construction there at Highway 77 in Warlick. What to look out for while you're out on the road. We're back in 60 seconds. Today announcing it's pledging $150 million to help Venezuela. The race to find survivors is expanding after last night's 2 powerful earthquakes. One was 7.2, the other 7.5. You're taking a look as rescue workers go piece by piece, pulling residents from level buildings and apartments. At least 188 people are dead. More than 1,000 are injured, and those numbers are expected to climb as many residents are now on the streets in the capital of Caracas and surrounding communities. Quite the video there. Officials say the hardest hit area is just north of the capital. Many buildings reduced to rubble. Other structures in the capital are unstable with gaping holes or crumbled walls. Residents were seen hugging, crying, and waiting for word on their missing loved ones and when much needed aid would arrive. American tourist Jason Wang was in the mountains when the earthquakes hit last night and was just about to board a cable car.
The whole building just started shaking. The floor under me was shaking. And then all of a sudden, everyone started panicking.
That video right there is from Venezuela's main airport. It remains closed after sections of the terminal collapsed. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. is working with Venezuela's interim president and government to meet the needs of the people there. In fact, 2 rescue teams from Virginia and California are on the way to help. We reached out to our Nebraska task force team. At this time, they have not been called up to help. Right now, we're getting a new view of construction on Highway 77 and Warlick Boulevard that a lot of people are talking about. A KLKN viewer sending us this image of the construction on the intersection that has seen some nasty crashes lately, one of them fatal, and of course now getting a bridge built over it. Let's take a closer look at this beautiful drone shot. You can see the beginning of that overpass being built right at the intersection there. NDOT will be shutting down northbound Highway 77 late Friday at 9 o'clock to 6 a.m. Saturday morning to do more work on the bridge. Detour signs will be up, and we'll be sure to keep you up to date as this huge project gets closer to being completed.
First thing I thought of was Dukes of Hazzard when I saw that.
Oh, that General Lee.
Yeah. Precipitation falling in areas that really needed it today. We'll take a look at how much fell and if there's any more expected when we come back.
Store, open for 63 years, is announcing it's shutting down.
They just announced on their Facebook page that they're going to be closing.
Citizen journalist Melanie alerting us first on our Now Local News app. N Street Drive-In is closing. They're giving people a 20% off deal on their wine and liquor as they clear out their inventory. Now, one of the things our citizen journalists are saying they'll miss the most about the liquor store is the range of selections they have. They say the drive-in aspect of it, partnered with the unique finds, will be dearly missed here in Lincoln. The company doesn't give a specific date, but they say they'll be closing their doors for good sometime in August. New details now on a gas leak the city has been battling for the majority of the day. KOKN rushing to the scene right as we heard about the severity of the gas leak. This is near the intersection of 27th and Van Dorn. As you can see behind me, first responders lining the area to start notifying the neighborhood of the leak. Citizen journalist Brian also on the scene, sending his view of the incident into the Now Local News app. First responders actually were going door to door and telling people in their houses to shelter in place. Searching for answers, we went to a member of LFR on the scene to learn what caused the gas leak.
We were called to the area here for a contractor that struck a gas line while they were trying to do some work here at the intersection. Nearby houses have been notified to shelter in place, and we'll keep them in place until the leak is taken care of, which may be several hours.
We're working with officials to find out what their progress is on getting this leak completely patched up.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Here's a good look at some really good news. And I don't have a lot of good news after this, but at least I can start the show with good news. Some much needed precipitation for many folks that need it. Everybody needs the precipitation, but the worst of the drought is in western Nebraska, north central and northeast Nebraska. We'll look at that here in just a second. And over the last 24 hours, some decent rainfall, and not just all at once either. A solid swath of light to moderate rain fell for a good portion of the day today over the last 24 hours. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but some spots like right here, close to an inch in the Sandhills where it really, really needs it. Scotts Bluff had over half an inch, near an inch in Ogallala, and even some heavier rain down here in parts of southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas. So good news. And it does not feel like summer. 71 degrees. Went outside, walked the dog this morning, and thought I needed to go get a jacket. A little chilly. 71 degrees. Normal is 88. That's coming back shortly. A mixture of clouds and maybe a peak of sunshine every now and then. Allocam at 21st and L Street. A very quiet Thursday afternoon. So here's the drought monitor last week. I'm going to point out this area right here got a little better. Some rainfall over the last week or so. This area got a little worse. This area basically stayed the same. But again, that rain has been falling all day. So here's now. Again, some areas seeing some improvements. This is not good though. Knox County seeing exceptional drought now, and then this area staying unchanged. But again, the rain has been falling in that area for a good portion of the day. 50s for temperatures right now, in the 50s in Valentine, Thedford, and Broken Bow, and O'Neill. Everybody else in the 60s and 70s. It's only 70 in Lincoln, 71 Beatrice, 61 in Kearney. Just hard to wrap my head around that. I know I keep looking at the calendar going, it's June, right? Dew points around 60. Wind is light out of the northeast. It's a nice spring day. It's summer though. One little lingering shower here in southeast Nebraska, Gage County into Johnston and Pawnee County. That may make it into the Lincoln area. The better chance for rain though, this again, much needed rain still falling in that one area I was showing you where there's a decent amount of rain already. More falling right now. Over towards Knox County that sorely needs it too. So this is just great news. Now, the bad news is it kind of dries up as we head through the overnight. We'll see a break in the cloud cover. I think mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for central and eastern Nebraska. The next chance for rain way over here, a line of storms coming our way Friday evening, and that will fizzle out fairly quickly. But because of that, there is a level 1 marginal risk for the panhandle into southwestern Nebraska. The rest of the state likely won't see much. Temperatures tonight right around 60. Upper 50s and lower 60s. Highs tomorrow, another cooler than average day. We should be pretty close to 90. We'll be in the middle and upper 70s. So if you have outdoor plans, if you need to do anything outside, the next 2 days, Friday and Saturday. And Saturday near closer to normal, 86, but look what happens afterwards. Middle 90s all the way through Sunday, all of next week. Storms possible Monday night and then again Tuesday. And then as we head into July, just a small chance at a storm Wednesday and Thursday. Otherwise dry and very warm all next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. How about that, Nate? We're going to actually feel like summer, right?
Yeah.
For now, though, we're going to head into the sports zone, and a couple of Huskers are heading to the NBA.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. We're going to have the latest on Rink Mass and Sam Hoiberg coming your way after the break. Taking a look at Team USA's matchup tonight as well. We'll see you back here in a bit.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
A pair of Nebraska basketball players are making the jump to the NBA. Hey, what's going on? It's Nate Johnson rocking with you. Both Sam Hoiberg and Rink Mass will get a shot at the NBA. What an opportunity for both guys, a chance to keep their playing careers going. And we'll start with Sam Hoiberg, who signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Phoenix Suns, which, if you don't know what that is, not to get too into detail here, but it's the most common contract for undrafted free agents. It's generally a one-year minimum salary agreement that is entirely non-guaranteed and can be converted to other contract forms if the team so chooses. Hoiberg was the heartbeat of this Husker team last year, though. He averaged 9.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2 steals a game for Big Red last season. Now, as for Rink Mast, he was a force both on offense and on defense. Mast was a key catalyst for both areas for Big Red last season. A mismatch nightmare with his shooting ability at his size. Mast averaged 13.3 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, all while shooting a hair over 44% from the field and a hair over 31% from 3. He was also a great free throw shooter at 82.3%. And hey, if he can stay healthy, I think he could find a place in the NBA. Mast signing an Exhibit 10 contract with the Indiana Pacers. Best of luck to both guys. Sticking with Husker sports, Nebraska bowler Jillian Martin was honored today. Martin was selected as the 2025-2026 Conference USA Scholar Athlete Award winner in bowling. Martin has excelled in all areas during her tenure as a Husker. She's one of only 7 bowlers in program history to earn 4 All-American awards, the 4-time first-team All-American, and was the 2025 NTCA Bowler of the Year. Martin also won 3 PWBA events, including the 2026 Go Bowling U.S. Women's Open earlier this month. Congrats on a well-deserved honor. The Nebraska Athletic Department matched their best Directors Cup finish since 2001 today. Nebraska earning a 17th place finish in the 2025-2026 Division I Learfield Directors Cup standings, finishing the year with 929 total points, the most points Nebraska has scored in the Big Ten era dating back to 2011-2012, and matches their highest finish since 2009-2010. Nebraska was one of 8 Big Ten teams to finish in the final top 25, ranking 5th among Big Ten teams. The SEC and Big Ten accounted for 17 of the top 25 spots. Finally, the U.S. men's soccer team will be back on the pitch tonight in Los Angeles for their final group stage game. It will take on Turkey at SoFi Stadium. Now, Turkey was thought of as one of the upper teams in this year's tournament, but have gone 0-2 in the group stage. The U.S., of course, at 2-0, and I'm interested to see what lineup they throw out there, having already secured a place in the knockout rounds. Do they play it safe and rest their stars, or go out and try and win this game to win all 3 games in their group? We'll see. Kickoff is set for 9 p.m. tonight. That'll do it for sports, though. Rob, will go ahead and toss things back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. Rusty, how about a final check of the weather? Let folks know what it's going to be like.
I think I kind of want to frame this. I mean, this is much needed precipitation for a lot of folks that really have been wanting rainfall for a long time. So that rainfall will continue through the next several hours, eventually going by the wayside. We're looking at another wave of storms trying to move into the Panhandle tonight. That doesn't make it very far. The next chance for rain comes into the Panhandle tomorrow night, but that's going to be about it. Temperature-wise tonight, dropping into the 50s and 60s. Highs tomorrow. One more cool day before we start to see those 80s, and then eventually the 90s come back, and those 90s stick around for quite a while.
All right. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.
Come see us at our new South Point location. Locally owned, comfort-made mattress factory. Handcrafted, built right here, and backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.